cats and naked people on our Facebook, apparently naked people. And Alexis said, you know, it should be more based about the business. We have metrics for measuring when people check their Facebook and what sort of posts they're looking for. We have it cut down to the sort of deals that people are looking for, based on the timing of when we post out, you know, relevant post deals. So, for example, one that would speak to common sense is that before lunch we'll have a food deal post because, you know, people are thinking like, oh, what am I going to have for lunch? In terms of not spamming our consumers, we definitely don't try to over-spam on everything, you know, so we won't post more than 20 posts a day so that we overcrowd people's news feeds. But at the same time, we won't overcrowd the deal-related post space as well. So that's why we try to mix it up. We have, you know, 30%, say 33% based on customer service, 33% based on deal-related posts, and 33% based on posts that we think that our consumers will engage and connect with, things like memes and cute kittens. In terms of how we're, sorry, what was your second question?
It was about different platforms like Facebook.
Oh, right.
How you differentiate them, like if you post the same message across all of them. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
How if you post the message across all of them, or you use them in different ways with different pictures, images, messages?
Yeah, so we have a few cool things on the Groupon website. So obviously, I think most people might know about the credit referral system, right? So if you refer a friend, we'll give you some Groupon credits that you can use to one of our deals. And that's based on, obviously, people would love to save money on their next deal, so they'll tell their friends. A lot of the spread of, you know, the Groupon messaging is based on referrals, so doing deals with the group of friends, you know, telling your friends about how great, you know, the service is and trying to spread that viral messaging. Our messaging is uniform, you know, we try to avoid that sort of overused marketing tropes that were, you know, huge in the 70s, like buy this, buy now, cheapest, you know, you deserve the best. We try to use humor to try to disarm our consumers, and you can see that in our write-ups, where we'll try to, you know, joke about the service. And I think our consumers are really starting to respond to that, and that is definitely something that we've taken on from Groupon HQ in Chicago in the States.
So social media to us is not new. It's basically things that we're doing every day anyway. So even before social media came about, we had tools like telephones, emails, snail mails, meetups, gatherings, etc. So if you use that parallel comparison against social media and the multiple channels that exist, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., then you will know that the different kind of messaging that you need to deliver in different kind of channels is actually pretty much the same. So what you do is you try to understand what your consumers really want to hear, what they really want to know. So for us, how we do it is we try to make sure that every post that we make, we actually record down the time, the visits, the clicks, the likes, the shares, etc. to the particular post, and then we actually create a science out of it. So after doing it for about 14 months, we actually have a very good idea if we were to post a post, be it a link, an image, or a status message at 12 o'clock on Tuesday, we'll get this kind of response. And if we were to post a video on Wednesday at 3 p.m, we'll get this kind of response. That's because you kind of know your audience, and then you try to expand your audience and you try to connect with them. So for a start, when we started, we just tested. So we tested for 3 months, all kinds of posts, all kinds of timing, and then we gradually grew to understand our consumer better, and then we went on a more scientific approach. And then after that, in order to open up more channels and more time slots, we have to talk to the consumers one by one, just to understand what they really want to know, what they really want to hear. And then if that particular topic hits it, then it will be in our schedule of posting. So spamming really depends on the target audience you are targeting, and of course you have to measure the impact of like if you would do 5 posts a day, how many people unlike your page, and if you would do like 2 posts a day, how many people continue to like your page and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think we do a lot of that analytic-based work around social media, particularly around Facebook, because we want to walk the line between engaging people and turning people off with spam. I think you know, it's really similar to what he just explained for us. I think there is some overlap for us around like Instagram and Twitter. We certainly use a lot of the same language or photos on Instagram and Twitter. We also use aggregating platforms, right? So that like if we want a post at a certain time to be on all those platforms, we're not just duplicating work for ourselves and having to put it everywhere, which has been really useful. And then I think you asked about trends in terms of photos or in terms of things that we share. We certainly have some, you know, whenever we sort of do like inspirational quotes. If you go to our Facebook page today, you'll see one of them. They're often around beauty, and you know, things like, you know, beauty's on the inside, not on the outside. That's a very toned down version of it. But those are incredibly popular for us. I think they speak to the type of consumer that we have. And funny enough, anything around like nails and nail polish is just like wildly popular on Facebook for us. So it outweighs like any other post that we do ever. If anybody can tell me why, I'd be like super interested. So, I don't know what the answer is, but that's my feedback.
Okay, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for coming. Hope you guys found Christopher, Alexis, and Douglas. So thank you everyone for coming.